Hey guys, this is Spartan 1043 here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a little bit of a different video for my channel. One that I hope to start doing a lot more, especially with single-player games. And that's doing reviews for certain games or, betas of games or, anything like that, really. Because I don't know, I know just this one day around I decided, I think it would be kind of cool if I could just give my own, personal thoughts and opinions of certain games and things like that with, just giving my thoughts of the game and doing all that kind of thing. So, yeah, so I just decided I wanted to do that, and I wanted to start that out with, talking about Halo 5 Guardians, the beta that just recently, finished. Because technically today, I think Monday was the last day for it, January 19th, I believe. I mean, it could be today, it could be tomorrow, depends on when I upload this thing, but you get what I'm saying. January 19th is the last day of the beta, as far as I know. And I had played quite a few games on Halo 5 Guardians. Oh, I should probably mention this beforehand, but when I'm doing my reviews and all that kind of stuff, I would just like to remind you guys that these are just my personal thoughts and opinions in this review. Obviously, it doesn't reflect everybody, nor should it. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and this one's just mine. So just keep that in mind, that this is completely an opinion video, so about the beta and what I think and that kind of stuff, but also kind of giving you guys some interesting facts about it, or, kind of describing the game and that kind of stuff. So anyways, okay. So there's a lot of things that were actually... When I first started playing Halo 5, there were a lot of things that I noticed that were completely different than past Halos, but at the same time, I don't know. It was kind of one of those things where you're not used to something, but for some reason you just want to get better and better and better at it. Well, that's what kind of happened with Halo 5 Guardians. If you all saw my first video of the Halo 5 Guardians beta, you'll know that I didn't start out so well because it was different. It felt much different than any other Halo that I had previously played. And so I just kind of want to expand upon that. So I guess what I'm going to go ahead and go first into is, what did I not like about the beta? Because that's actually in the minority, so you already know where this is going. But anyways, so what did I not like about the beta? Well, I do not like the AR starts. I don't really know how to describe it, but okay, let's think about it this way. I'm a really competitive player. Halo player, okay? I'm really competitive. I really want to win, and I really think highly of skilled players and professional players and that kind of stuff. And when I'm playing Halo 5 and there's AR starts, it's a matter of a game of who can shoot the other person first. If you start shooting someone with an AR first, you're most likely going to kill them. Okay, I mean, almost 99% of the time you're going to kill somebody if you shoot them first with the AR. I mean, that is the case with any other weapon. Almost with the BR, though, you can actually turn that around, because if you miss shots, the other person that you were shooting can actually turn it around and kill you. The AR, you can't do that, and I don't know, it's just not as... I don't like it as much as the BR starts, because the BR starts were actually a lot more action-packed, and also with the way the maps are in Halo 5, the AR is just not a good weapon for most of them, because most of them are bigger. For the AR, you have to get up close and personal, whereas the BR can kind of take, advantage of all ranges. Now, what I did like was the AR and BR starts, like when you had the AR and the BR at the same time, because then you kind of had the best of both worlds. You had a BR, and then if you got into close range combat, you could switch to the AR and use that. But, that's what I really liked, was the AR-BR starts, but I'm just not really fond of the whole AR-only starts. I just really don't like it. I just don't feel as though it's as competitive as the BR starts are. So that's just really what it comes down to. The next thing that I don't really like about the beta is the grenades. Grenades seem extremely OP. I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's almost like a grenade would take out your shields and half your health, and then it would only take a couple shots with another gun. Now, if the grenades maybe only took out your shields, then it wouldn't be as big of a deal. But they're just really powerful, and I would just like to see them, kind of nerfed a little bit, just a little bit, to where you don't have to rely on them as much. So grenades are not exactly my favorite thing either. And those were the two biggest things about the beta that I just did not really enjoy. Oh, I guess a minor complaint is about the beta is the CSR ranking system. I mean, well, for the most part, I do like the CSR ranking system. I really think that for the most part, it's very accurate, and it definitely has a competitive feel to it because it makes you try and work together as a team to win your games, because that's mostly how it is. But the thing is, though, is whenever you're playing the game and you lose, obviously you lose points. Now, one thing that I kind of wish was a little bit of a factor in addition to going into your CSR was actually how good you did in a game. I kind of wish that instead of just based off of winning and like losing to like a team or something like that, because I know whenever I ended up losing to a team of like gold, like all gold players, and I'm an Onyx player, CSR, and we had like we had a semi-pro and all that kind of stuff, and we ended up losing the game for some reason. I don't know, just sometimes that just happens, right? And I ended up losing like 20 points of experience, which is really not what I wanted to do. I mean, it just seemed like it was too much to take out, because I thought I did really well. I mean, I had gone positive by quite a bit, and I still went down a lot. So what I'm kind of hoping is that eventually, how well you do in a game is incorporated to either how much extra you can gain or how much extra you can lose. I really do think that that's a thing that would be good to add into the game. So those are basically the only three things that at least at the moment that I can think of that I did not like about the beta. So obviously you all know that I, for the most part, did enjoy it. And yes, I absolutely loved playing the beta. It was unbelievable, and honestly, I have not played a Halo game in so long that I had so much fun in. So much fun playing, and with other people. It's just been forever since I've had so much fun playing a Halo multiplayer game, and I know a lot of people are really mixed about it. I know there are a lot of people that don't like Halo 5 at all. They don't like what 343 is doing to Halo 5 or anything like that. But honestly, I don't see it that way. I personally love Halo 5 so much. I seriously wish, I mean, I know that we have to be patient, we have to wait and that kind of stuff, but I really don't want the beta to stop. I'm not gonna lie, the beta is just so much fun. Even when I do really bad, which is a lot of games more now than were in past Halos, because Halo 5 is kind of more of a game where it's actually harder to like live. I think it's harder to live in this game. It really is. But that's, I mean, it kind of pushes you to be more careful. It kind of pushes you to be, more tactical with your attacks and that kind of stuff. But that's pretty much it. So basically, I'm gonna go over the new items in Halo 5 and recurring items and all that kind of stuff that people have, it's causing controversy in the Halo community, and I just want to address that. So the first one I want to address is Sprint. Okay, I personally love Sprint. It makes the game feel much more fast-paced, much more fluid. I don't know. It just makes the game a lot more action-packed, in my opinion. Now, I know that people have said, "Oh, well, you can, move up the movement player speed and that kind of thing." But see, the thing is moving the player or upping the player speed just doesn't have the feeling of sprinting. It really doesn't. You're still technically walking. You're just, because there's no animation to show that you're sprinting, so it feels slower. To me, anyways. It feels slower to me. And so that's what I love about Sprint. Now, one thing that people have been complaining about is mostly when people would, like when they were about ready to die, and they would sprint away, and they would not get the kill. Well, yes, that was definitely a problem in Halo 4 and Halo Reach, because you could do that. You could sprint away without being penalized, but in Halo 5, that's actually not the case. There is a new system in Halo 5 to where if you sprint when your shields are gone, they will not recharge, and it adds an additional 4 seconds to how long the shields take to recharge. So that's actually really cool because it discourages you from running away from battles, and it actually discourages you from trying to sprint when your shields are low. It really does. I mean, and that's one thing I've had to try and get used to, is not sprinting whenever my shields are down, because my mindset is to run away. Well, that's not really how it works, because usually when I run away, I just die because my shields are still down. So that's typically how it works. So I'm just trying to still accustomed to that kind of thing. So honestly, sprint isn't really a huge issue for me. Secondly, are all the new abilities, the Spartan abilities in the game, such as thruster pack, ground pound, charge ability, sliding, all that kind of thing. Honestly, I don't really have a problem with them, especially the thruster pack. The thruster pack, oh, and I should also mention clambering. I just now thought about that, and clambering too. Honestly, thruster pack is really a nice maneuvering ability. It's actually really intense in gunfights, especially with the battle rifle, because if you do it right, you can thruster away, and at the same time you do, you can shoot and just kill off somebody, and they won't be able to hit you at the same time. It's actually a really interesting tactic, and I really enjoy using it. Another one I actually really enjoy is clambering, which basically allows you to jump up to a ledge and climb on top of it, instead of normally in the other Halos where you would just literally try and jump onto a ledge and you couldn't get up there. You would literally hit the edge of it and fall back down. Well, you don't do that in this game. You can actually clamber up to new heights, and it's actually really cool because it kind of helps the game. I don't know. All of these things kind of seem to help the game flow and really action-packed and that kind of thing. And I don't know. That's literally how I feel about it. And it's just, I don't know, it's really awesome that's really what it is in general. It's just awesome for me. Now, I haven't used charge too much, and I haven't used ground pound too much, but from what I can tell, and honestly, I haven't seen too many people do it either. I mean, I know I have a friend that is like a ground pound master, and he can just pretty much ground pound any enemy he wants or whatever, just because he's worked with it so much. But honestly, I don't see myself using ground pound or charge that much. Now, I have used charged a couple of times, and it works, and it doesn't work. You want to make sure when you charge, you actually are going to do what you intend to do, which is ram into someone, drop their shields, and that kind of thing. So, I mean, it's funny though, because none of these really seem like overpowered or anything, because, like, you know, when you're ground pounding, you have to wait in the air to charge it and that kind of thing, and you have to actually hit somebody with that. Now, that can pretty much either cause you to die because you're a target in the air, or, you know, something like that. So it's just I don't know, I really enjoy those, honestly. I really enjoy those abilities. Even though I don't use them that much, I think they're really awesome and a great addition to Halo, honestly. And it's just really fun. Now, honestly, a lot of people have been saying that Halo doesn't really feel like Halo anymore. Coming out with Halo 5, a lot of people are saying it's pretty much like Advanced Warfare, or, you know, whatever, that kind of thing. Now, I haven't played Advanced Warfare, so I can't really give a clear judgment of that. But honestly, Halo, in my opinion, has always felt like Halo. It doesn't matter which Halo game it is. It's always the core of Halo pretty much has always been there. It's just with a few changes and everything like that. Now, in Halo 5, what 343 ended up doing was removing a lot of the things in Halo 4 that people didn't like, which was loadouts, ordnance drops, kill streak kind of, you know, things like that, armor abilities, all that kind of thing. I mean, in Halo 5, it's completely fair starts, which is actually really awesome in my opinion. I really like that. It kind of brings the competitive side of things back to Halo, and it's just really good. Everything just feels so balanced, and that's what I love about the game. And it feels like it's just returning back to its competitive roots. And honestly, that's how I feel every single game that I'm playing. I feel really competitive, no matter who I'm playing against or with. I just feel competitive all the time, and it's something that I have not felt in a Halo since pretty much Halo 3. So that's pretty much what I see out of that. And honestly, like I said, I just don't really understand you know, all the hate that goes towards it, honestly, because I really think that Halo 5 is a marvelous game. I really have fun with it. I really had fun with the beta, and I never wanted it to, you know, end or anything like that. Obviously, there's still a ton of customization in Halo 5. You can still get a lot of armor sets and everything like that. There's still SR ranks that were originally in Halo 4. Now, the difference is that Halo 5 CS, no, not CSR, just the SR ranks, it actually takes a lot longer to rank up in Halo 5. And the reason for that is because you don't get as much XP as you did in Halo 4. And literally, through the 2 weeks that I played the beta, I only got to SR 26, whereas I think in that time I was already, like, it felt like I was already halfway to SR 130, you know, that kind of thing. So it seems like it's just taking a long time to rank up, and that's actually kind of cool. I mean, you know, the SR isn't exactly really all that cool, but at least now it's going to take a lot longer to rank up, and that's kind of nice because it kind of gives you another thing to strive for and that kind of thing. Another thing is with the new weapons, the 2 new weapons that were introduced into the maps, the Prophet's Bane and the rocket launcher. The Prophet's Bane is honestly really fun to use. The only map it ever appears on is Truth, which you all were probably watching, and it's basically a souped up version of the energy sword. It really is. I mean, you basically run faster with the thing, and you can lunge farther with it. So it's actually really deadly if it's put into the right hands. And the rocket, I mean, not the rocket launcher, I'm sorry, I'm thinking of the Hydra. And the Hydra is a new weapon as well, which is basically, it's kind of like the rocket launcher, except it's more directed towards anti-infantry. You basically can lock onto infantry and fire projectiles at them. Now, these projectiles do not kill in one projectile. I think it takes like 2 or 3 shots to kill somebody with the Hydra, but it's still an extremely deadly weapon, and if used right, you can pretty much kill somebody from almost any angle, to be completely honest. So I really like the new weapons in the game, and I love that a lot of the old weapons have returned as well, and the fact that we have actually seen the light rifle in the Halo 5 Guardians beta, which suggests that the Prometheans are making a comeback, which should be interesting. I'm really interested to see how that's going to play into the story. Another thing that I have noticed people complain about a lot is the animations at the end of the match. And honestly, I don't really see what the big deal is with it. I mean, it's just, I mean, literally, this is, I mean, I know it's supposed to be competitive and everything, but it's Arena Slayer, and it's just kind of like, well, this is kind of like a sport kind of thing. I mean, this isn't really like what was it, I mean, if you think about it in Halo 4, like, you were fighting inside a ship the whole time. It was just holographic images of the maps and that kind of thing, pretty much, or, you know, whatever that kind of thing that you were playing on. So I don't really, in fact, I kind of like that. It actually kind of, yeah, I don't know, it kind of seems to promote the team. It's just like, hey, give me a high five, you know, at the end of the match, or like, we did good, or, you know, that kind of thing. I mean, it's cool because it kind of seems to include sportsmanship. Another thing that's new is the fact that the Spartans will talk during the gameplay, and they will call out things and weapons and that kind of thing. Now, I honestly have no problems with this, because there's a lot of times where I'll just be in a game and I'm like, I have no idea what the call outs are in this game whatsoever. I really have absolutely no idea what most of the call outs are. So when the Spartans call them out, it's like, oh, that's the name of it, or, you know, something like that. It's like, oh, now I remember. I actually remember what that call out is, and I can go over there. Or, you know, they'll say like, oh, they have the rocket launcher, or they have the sniper, and it's like, oh, I didn't know they had that. So that's kind of cool that they're kind of, you know, in addition to your own teamwork communication, it's kind of nice to have that addition, because you can listen to them as well and have a good idea as to how everything is. So, I mean, yes, Halo 5 is definitely much different in terms of what 343 has added to Halo. It's definitely a huge, in my opinion, change. I mean, there's so many different things that were added to this game, but I don't think... Oh, that is one thing that actually reminds me. I'm sorry. There is one more thing that I have to go over, and that's the technically ADS, or aiming down scope, which technically isn't that way in Halo. It's called smart scoping. Now, I know a lot of people have complained about this too, is that, oh, that is definitely something you took from Call of Duty. Well, Call of Duty, though, wasn't the first game to actually introduce that. There's been quite a few first-person shooters that had that before Call of Duty, but putting that aside, actually the smart scope is also really balanced as well, because technically, when you aim down the sights, it's nothing more than just kind of giving a little zoom in, except in like a 3D animation type thing. Because honestly, the smart scope doesn't improve your accuracy, it doesn't improve anything, it's just giving you a little bit extra range. And the nice thing is when you get shot, you go out of smart scope. Like, whereas in other games, you never go out of the ADS or anything like that, and your accuracy improves with that. So that's kind of nice. I mean, and that's what I don't understand why people are complaining about that, because honestly, it doesn't really change anything. It really, really doesn't. It's just so amazing to me that there are a lot of things that have been added to the game, but at the same time, nothing's really off balance, and that's what's so great. It's just, everything just feels like, you're literally fighting an equal opposing team, or, well, in my opinion, with the BR and AR starts. I don't think that way of the AR starts. I just really don't like it. But, that's just, again, that's just my opinion. So, I don't know, honestly. I don't know what to tell you guys. Other than I really, really, really enjoyed the beta. It's just so much fun to play, even when I'm not playing good. The beta is so much fun to play, and this is, I mean, I'm just looking so forward to getting Halo 5 Guardians in November. I mean, I know people are frowning upon this too, but I've already pre-ordered it, honestly. I mean, the beta was just like it was just basically like, oh, yeah, I'm sold. Like, after I was done with the beta, I'm just like, I'm sold on this. This is just so great. And it's just, I mean, it really is so much fun. Now, honestly, when it comes down to rating the beta, I would honestly have to give it a 9.5 out of 10. I just, it's so much fun for me to play. It's definitely more fun than a lot of games that I have played on Xbox, and this is only a beta. I mean, it's, obviously the 0.5 off of the beta is, just simply because of, balance issues and that kind of, I mean, not balance issues, but, certain things that I personally dislike about the game, and I'm sure everybody is going to be something like that, but I'm just looking so forward to seeing the final product of the game, and just seeing the campaign, how Agent Locke is going to be playing into all of this, and that kind of thing. So it's really going to be a great game, in my opinion. I really think that 343 is actually going to pull through with this one, and I really do believe that they're going to do a fantastic job. So do I think that you should, like, pre-order the Halo 5 Guardians beta? Do I think that you should, really consider buying it? And my simple answer is yes. I sincerely think so. Honestly, I really think that after playing this beta, I really do think that 343 is really on the right track with Halo. I really do think that. I mean, it was just so good. It was so much fun. And I really do think that Halo 5 is going to be a really huge success. I really, really do. So, honestly, if you have any... well, of course, there's always going to be those people that, really like the original Halos, and that's fine. Go play the original Halos, but, kind of let us have our enjoyment with Halo 5, because Halo 5 is just so much fun. So, like I said, yes, I would definitely recommend going and getting Halo 5. It's just an experience unlike almost any other Halo multiplayer that I've ever played. So yeah, I know this was a super long video, but I really wanted to dive into detail of the game, and just pretty much go over kind of everything that I've had to go over and that kind of thing. And it's just, like I said, it's just been so much fun. All the maps, all the weapons, everything like that, just everything being so symmetrical and balanced and everything like that. It's just really, really good. So if I missed any points, I'm sorry that I did. I tried to cover everything that I could off the top of my head. But other than that, like I said, I really do think Halo's future looks very bright, and I definitely know that I'm going to be playing Halo 5 Guardians when it comes out. It's an undoubtedly good game, and there's just no question about it. I know I'm going to be getting it, and I hope you guys do too. I hope this review kind of gave you insight to the game and kind of gave you an idea of how I felt about it and all that kind of thing, and just the general overview and that kind of stuff. So, anyways, like I said, thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to this. It really means a lot. Thank you again for everything, honestly. Just, just supporting the videos and that kind of thing. It really does mean a lot. And I hope you guys continue to watch, and I will try and get more review videos out for upcoming games. I plan on doing Evolve next. And then hopefully other single-player games, because I know with the single-player games, I can't really do much campaign because I don't really have that much time on my hands. So what I'm hoping to do is just cover the general overview of that single-player game and just give you guys an insight to it, because I really want to cover those. I really want to play them, but I just don't have the time. So I just want to kind of do that, give my own review, and just give a general overview so that way you guys are up to date on that. So, anyways, that's all I really have for right now. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, you know what to do. I don't think I have to tell you that twice. And hopefully we'll get some more videos out soon. So, thanks guys. Laters.